So we're working on a 2014 Chevy Sonic. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the unit in the diagnostic port. The first thing you're gonna notice is that it's gonna start displaying the brand, TOPDON. One thing that I wish you could do better is load up the system quicker. It does take a minute, probably like 2 minutes at the most. And I'm used to the other scan tools doing it a little bit faster, but still a great unit. Okay, so it's still displaying the brand. You got to give it a minute. One thing I also wanted to point out is that if you use a system without it being plugged in the vehicle, the battery does die pretty rapidly. If you do connect it to a vehicle's diagnostic port, the diagnostic port is charging the unit at the same time that you're using it, so it charges pretty quick as well. So it's kind of, there's really no other reason why you would want to have it out the vehicle. So just wanted to point that out. Okay, now that I have the scanner loaded up, as you can see, it's telling me the options that this vehicle does have, which is these options here. Oil, brake, TPMS, ABS bleed, electronic throttle system, and stuff like that. So that's very, very nice that it tells you that even before entering the system. So you're going to press OK. And it's touchscreen, as well as you can use these buttons to navigate, but it's also touchscreen. So it's giving you a lot of different options. As you can see, the battery is charging up as I have it plugged in. So if you go to OBD2 or OBD, this is just going to give you general diagnostic data. You can probably read codes, erase codes, probably read some sort of data stream, not the full data stream as if you were going to go to diagnostic mode. It gives you the readiness monitors to let you know what monitors have been registered or have been completed in the drive cycle that you've done. So you'll go to I am readiness for that, readiness. Okay, you have repair info. That's where you would want to connect the unit to Wi-Fi. You have maintenance info. You have updates in case you need to update the unit. The great thing about this unit is that it have a lifetime supply of updates. Okay, so you have your settings, your feedback. Of course, you can play with all that once you get the unit and stuff like that. Let me go back. We're gonna check diagnosis mode. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously turn the ignition switch on, or else the scan tool is not going to be able to communicate. And then I'm going to press auto search. Now this is going to do a VIN scan of the vehicle automatically without you having to press or put in your information or the year, make, and model. It's going to automatically detect. Nice, I really like that function. Let me close the door so maybe this noise will go away. It gives you the battery voltage. Okay, now when you get to this screen, it gives you the health report, the system scan, in case you want to do a full module scan that this unit can support. Now we're going to go to system selection. I'm going to go to engine control module. Let me go back real quick just so I can show you what this vehicle supports. It has the engine control module, fuel injector control module, fuel pump control module, transmission control module, electronic brake control module, and inflatable restraint sensing and diagnostic module. Pretty nice. I'm going to go to the engine control module. Okay, and it's telling me whether this vehicle is automatic or manual. It's automatic. Okay, start stop system is not, so I'm putting not equipped. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read the data stream, because like I said, we already know how to read a code, we know how to clear a code. I'm going to read data stream and see the responsiveness of this scan tool. Let me read Let's see. Let's read fuel trim data. Okay. Now, the good thing about this is that you're automatically directed to a page where you can choose what data PIDs you want to view. That's a pretty cool little function. So I'm going to choose, let's see. I just want something that has some sort of rapid changes so that I can see the functionality of this tool. I'm going to go to engine speed, engine load, fuel control status, the O2 sensors. Let's just look at that. Okay, I'm going to crank the vehicle. You're going to select OK. Okay, look at that, guys. So all the data PIDs that I chose is basically showing them to me. The engine speed is at about 1200 RPM because the vehicle is cold, and the idle air control is doing its job. That's why your engine load is a little bit higher than normal idle, because the vehicle is on a cold start. Got the oxygen sensors. The great thing about this is that it gives you a standard range. So if I do the oxygen sensors, for example, and press this, it basically gives me a range. Let me go back. Okay, I'm just gonna allow the vehicle to warm up a bit. As you can see, the RPMs dropped already to almost to where they're supposed to be for correct idle operation. The fuel control loop status is closed, surprisingly, because the vehicle hasn't been running for more than 2 minutes. But these newer vehicles go into closed loop pretty fast. One thing weird about this scanner is that it's showing me 15.1 volts. And you might think, well, the vehicle's overcharging, but it's really not, because when I put my voltmeter in the battery, it's not reading 15.1. It's reading about 14.6 or 7, and it does that in all vehicles. I'll have to look into that, why the voltage is higher than what it's really charging at. Now, I'm just going to give this a couple of revs. I just want to see the speed at which this data PIDs change. Let's increase the revolutions. You can see your oxygen sensor switching from lean to rich, pretty rapidly. I really like the response time. Let's let off the acceleration. Okay. Now let me view the data on this. Let's go to oxygen sensor data. Graph is what I meant. Look at that. I really like the graph. Let's go ahead and accelerate it. I'm pretty happy with the response time of this tool. Of course, it went rich because I did accelerate wide open throttle. Let's go back. Now let's go to the engine speed. Let's gradually accelerate. Okay, let's get out of here. You don't necessarily have to press back. You can literally just press the home button and it'll basically get you back to the home page. Okay, and it gets you back to this page. You go back one more time. It brings you this. Okay guys, so that's all I have today. I just wanted to basically show you the response time. I wanted to show you the functionality and as well as how efficient it is at getting what I need to get done. So, okay guys, I hope you like this video and I hope you're able to get something out of it in case you want to purchase this unit in the future or the bi-directional unit. I might make another video showing you how to do all these other ones, but they're pretty straightforward. You know, just press a screen to go to another screen. Okay, look at that, it's at 100% already. Okay guys, so if you like this video, make sure you leave a comment. If you want me to make another video regarding something else, just leave it in the comment section and make sure you subscribe. Thank you.